On the foreign scene, North Korea fires several cruise missiles off East Coast, and a sport Super Eagles defeats Cameroon to qualify for quarterfinals at ongoing Africa Cup of Nations. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. The Lagos State Office of Disability Affairs, LASODA, has emphasized the need for grassroots campaigns for disability-focused non-governmental organizations towards achieving a shift in societal perceptions of persons with disabilities. Speaking during a Zoom meeting, LASODA's General Manager, Adenike Oyetunde Lawal, addressed the lack of awareness around dyslexia, stressing the importance of engaging communities for a more informed approach to cognitive conditions. Oyetunde Lawal highlighted the common misconception of dyslexia, emphasizing the necessity of community-level conversations. She added that a lot needs to be done on awareness because a larger number of the populace do not know what dyslexia means, urging groups to join the Association for Intellectual and Developmental Disability to further expand ways to reach areas that matter in the quest to create an informed society where everyone fully understands the condition and ways to manage it. In a bid to promote the wellness and well-being of civil servants, the Office of the Head of Service in Lagos State has organized its maiden Walk for Fitness. Civil servants from various ministries, departments and agencies of the state government joined the Head of Service, Dele Agadumo, top government functionaries, including permanent secretaries, directors, on the walk, which kicked off from the Adeyemi Bero Auditorium, Alausa, to Allen Roundabout in Ikeja, back to Alausa. Speaking with journalists after the walk, the state head of service, Dele Agadumo, urged public servants in the state to be physically, mentally, and emotionally stable to enhance their productivity. Agadumo, who stated that the walk would be organized every last Saturday of the month, commended public servants for their dedication and selfless service.
Keeping fit, meeting up with each other, networking with each other. Because there's some staff who have not seen each other in years because we're so focused on work, we go to work, we go home. So it's a good opportunity to keep fit, to network, to meet your PAMSECs and your heads of agency, and to speak to them on the same level, and just have a general chit-chat.
Special Advisor to Governor on Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement, Afolabi Tajuddin, and Permanent Secretary in the office, Abiola Kushebe, described the exercise as a way of keeping fit and help public servants to be alert while carrying out their duties.
It's a way of keeping fit, brain alertness, body and soul, and I think it is worthwhile starting the work from here at the Bero to Balogu bus stop. We'll make a U-turn and we'll enter to the main gate. And I think I see everybody sweating. By the time everybody gets home today, it's going to be a sound sleep, freshness, and the adjustment of all the body system.
It's a very novel and very interesting initiative. You know, we have a situation where a lot of us are always sitting, we're sedentary, we're always sitting, we're walking, we're not taking care of our health. So this is really very exciting, and we hope that it continues and it is sustained.
The event featured health talks, including on risk factors of high blood pressure, diabetes, and how to prevent them. The Lagos State Building Control Agency, LAPSCA, says it is important for owners of completed vehicles in the state to obtain a certificate of completion and fitness for habilitation before moving into such buildings. Its General Manager, Bola Oki, gave the advice while presenting a certificate of completion and fitness for habitation to the owner of a 3-floor structure, Razak Busari, at Block 24, Plot 3079B, Amu Wardofin area of the state. Oki, who was represented by the head of Building Certification Department, Oyemi Oluwabumi, said the certificate of completion and fitness for habitation is proof that the building owner followed the laid down rules and regulation. guiding building construction in the state. According to the general manager, before the commencement of any building construction in Lagos State, owners and developers must approach LAPSCA with their building plan approval, where a letter of authorization to commence construction will be issued to them. Now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has called on manufacturers of mine explosives to combat alleged leakages from factories by tightening the security and logistics of their operations. Speaking at an emergency meeting with manufacturers, Minister of Solid Minerals Development Dele Agadumo said there is popular outcry against the role of the manufacturers in the easy access to unauthorized persons to explosives and indiscriminate storage across the country. Agadumo noted that government is reviewing the system for tracking the movement of explosives from the manufacturers to end users and fish out workers who may be responsible for illicit sale or manufacturing of explosives. The Nigerian Naval Headquarters has debunked allegations of fraud and illegal oil bunkering against the Chief of Naval Staff, Ikechukwu Ogala. Spokesman of the Navy, Olukayode Ayovon, in a statement said the attention of the Naval Headquarters has again been drawn to the unfounded, baseless and malicious publication by an online platform reputed for blackmailing the Nigerian Navy as one of its recurring targets. Ayovon stated that allegations that the Chief of Naval Staff accepted over $170 million in bribes, as well as alleged involvement in multi-billion naira contract splitting fraud in the last 6 months, are untenable, baseless and untrue. Meanwhile, a coalition of concerned Nigerians have submitted a petition to President Bola Tinubu over serious allegations of crude oil theft, contract splitting, procurement fraud and corruption practices against the Chief of Naval Staff. The police command in Lagos State has arrested a suspected kingpin of child trafficking and labor syndicate after 3 months of intelligence gathering. The command spokesperson, Benjamin Hudai, confirmed the arrest. Hudai said the syndicate usually brought underage children from the northern part of Nigeria to Lagos State for child labor and other illegal activities against children. He said on January 25, a 45-year-old leader of the syndicate, one Alimot Haruna of Molete Village, Ilori, was arrested by detectives from Ijarabadia Police Division who had monitored her movements. Hudai further said that the Kwara State Police Command was contacted and confirmed that they had recovered some of the children, remaining only 11. Now to foreign news. North Korea has fired several cruise missiles off its east coast. South Korean military officials made the announcement as North Korea continues a streak of weapons tests that have drawn condemnation from the United States, South Korea and Japan. The missile launches follow North Korea's test launch of the strategic cruise missile, which Pyongyang, the capital and the largest city of North Korea, has suggested is capable of carrying a nuclear warhead. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said in a statement that it detected several missiles over waters near the North Korean port of Sinpo, where Pyongyang operates a shipyard that manufactures naval assets including missile-firing submarines. Meanwhile, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un earlier this month said that South Korea was his country's principal enemy and that peaceful reunification of the Korean Peninsula was no longer possible. In our sports, Nigeria Super Eagles has defeated old rivals Cameroon 2-0 to qualify for the quarterfinals of the Africa Cup of Nations. Eagles eased through their group unbeaten, while Cameroon needed a stoppage time goal against Gambia to progress. The Super Eagles, who took 7 out of the maximum 9 points from the group phase matches thought they had taken the lead when Shemi Ajayi swept the ball home from a goal-mouth melee. Moroccan referee Redin Jihad gave the goal but was summoned by the video assistant referee to watch the action again and afterwards ruled out the strike. Nigeria's twin terror of Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman did not relent, and in the 35th minute, Africa Player of the Year Osimhen picked the pocket of a dithering defender, Omar Gonzalez, and threaded to Lookman, who shot past Fabrice Ondara from close range. On the dot of 90 minutes, Calvin Bassey and Lookman combined from the left as Lookman provided the second goal of the night. Nigeria will now confront Angola's Palancas Negras in the quarterfinals on Friday at the Stade Félix Houphouët-Boigny in Abidjan. And that is our news at 10. Just before we go, stay alive, make use of pedestrian bridges where available. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio at 6.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch all our previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration completed the renovation of the library at the State Criminal Investigation Department, Banti Yaba? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news from the highlights of the major stories, the Lagos State Office of Disability Affairs, LASODA, has emphasized the need for grassroots campaign by disability-focused non-governmental organizations towards achieving a shift in societal perceptions of persons with disabilities. The federal government has called on manufacturers of mine explosives to combat alleged leakages from factories by tightening the security and logistics of their operations. We also told you that North Korea has fired several cruise missiles off its east coast. And in sport, Nigeria Super Eagles has defeated old rivals Cameroon 2-0 to qualify for the quarterfinals of the Africa Cup of Nations. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagosstate.gov.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Sadiq Yusuf. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.